one of the things, Michael, that often the guys come back to us and speak about from a results point of view is that, as you and I know, with an auction, the highest bid at auction will only ever be driven by the underbid. So if somebody pulls up at 500,000, the underbidder, then nobody, the higher bidder, even though they may have gone to 550, 600, doesn't have to. They just have to spend another $1,000 to try and then get the property. You're finding that this has been this is happening in the market that you're working in.
Yeah,
that you
definitely.
Are finding these big gaps?
Look, there is my average price in the area where I am is starting to head to anywhere from 550 to 750 for the more luxurious homes. When you're talking a 5% gap, and it is there, you know, people can be missing out on $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 between buyers. With the tender process, it's all private, like I was saying before, so somebody could come in and go, mate, there's 700,000 cash, that's all it's worth to me. The next person say, look, you know, we want to borrow money, you know, would it be rude of us to offer 725? Everybody's offer standalone. You're not playing a game of Russian roulette with anybody, and everybody gets a fair chance.
Yep.
So, you know, the good money can be there to present to the seller, and it's all done in a very nice, even sort of playing field. And yeah, look, I honestly think now that I've actually I've successfully sold 3 of the tender properties, the offers have come in very quickly. The seller and the buyers have had a fair opportunity to say, look, we'll go with this one. And we have had the ones that have sold in the day, and I've had the other ones that have sold post-tender afterwards, once the sellers had the opportunity to see where the market's at and realise when a good offer does come to the table. So it works just as effectively. I'm liking it because it is a structured plan, and so are the sellers. I mean, they know where they're going, they know what day sale day is, and everybody's happy. So
yeah, okay. And then I suppose just finally, often, I mean, I'm an auctioneer, and I know from past experience in quieter markets where things aren't booming along, the clients, the home sellers invite all the friends along, and all the neighbours there, everybody's out there on the front line. And it can be a pretty hard gig when you don't take a bid.
Yes,
and
it is.
You know, and I understand it's not the auctioneer's fault, and it's certainly not the owner's fault, but what can happen in those circumstances is that the poor old home sellers feel humiliated because, of course, they were expecting it to sell under the hammer and it hasn't. And I must admit, I've had some difficult conversations as an auctioneer over the years with those people afterwards who had this impression that it was going to sell. And the catalyst for their upset is the fact that there was this humiliation and everybody was there to watch it. And of course, you don't get that with a tender.
Yeah, look, it's a tough gig. I just sold my neighbour's house 2 doors down, and the neighbourhood showed up, and everybody knows me. They see me walking my dog. Luckily enough, we had 3 registered bidders and a crowd of 50, and we sold it under the hammer. But having said that, I've got to say, in my real estate career for the last 27 years, I've been standing there with nothing but myself, an empty garage, nobody there, and no registered bidders and no offers. It's a terrible place to be. I understand that frustration, but generally with the tender process, it alleviates all that. There's none of that pressure there, so it's a great thing. I mean, it's nice. We'd love to have 100% of our auctions go off every time, but in reality, it's not always going to happen. There's a truth from a real estate agent, but you know, at the end of the day, it is, I think auction's one of the best ways to sell a property, but there's a lot of ingredients to go into making that cake. And unless you get it 110% right and you can do it in your sleep, subconsciously, it's a method and a path that if you go down and you don't get it right, it can lead to disaster. It can be very rewarding. But with the tender process, there is a process there, and at least you don't have that public humility. You know, I've failed on the day, and oh my God, you know, I can't walk past Flo over the road there because she's going to know that my house got passed in with no bidding.
Okay, well, sounds like it's working for you, Michael. So all the best with it. I get the feeling you'll be continuing to doing quite a few tenders. Thanks, Michael. Thanks very much.